In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create an animation like this with keyframes in CSS, and let's get started. Let's take a look to the HTML that we have here. We basically have a container, and we have some card, then we have a logo here, and then we have a title and some paragraph, some text right there. Let's take a look at the CSS as well. We have the resets here. The body is just going to change some colors. The container is basically going to keep the content in the middle and basically in the exact center, both horizontally and vertically. Then we have a card which just basically has some styling. The title is going to have some font weight of 400, so it's not so bold. And then we have the paragraph with a max width of 30 characters. And here we have the keyframes, which is basically what we're going to talk about right now. So what is a keyframe? Keyframe is going to be a term that comes from filmmaking, which is basically going to be the start and the end of something. Let's say it could be some sort of scene, a movie, an animation or something. It's basically going to be the space that is between the beginning of something and the end. In CSS or web design, it's basically going to mean some sort of change in the element after a page has loaded. So let's actually start with this. In the keyframes, we have two keywords or two prepositions, which are basically going to be to and from. We have the to here, which is basically going to be to where this is going, and the from keyword is going to be from where this is coming. So that's what we have here. Let's actually start with just from, okay? Let's go to the HTML that we have. You can see here is a beautiful card in the center, as you saw, as we explained. Let's see what can we do with this. Let's say transform and translate y, and let's actually push this down by timeframe, okay? I mean, in this case, okay, transform, not transform. In this case, this is not going to change because it's not going to anywhere, or basically it's not changing because we haven't set the class. So in our HTML, we have this class here that we're going to take, and we're going to paste this here, and then we're going to say the animation, and it's going to be the name of the keyframe that we want. Let's say 2 seconds and is, and now it's going to happen. As you can see, it takes two seconds for it to go to basically the starting point of the element that we have here. If we actually say, for example, you can also change the opacity. Let's say opacity, let's say from 0, and it's actually going to go to 1. See, it's actually there's some sort of fading. Let's actually reduce the time here. Let's say 0.6 seconds, and that actually looks much better. But if we actually do this, it might look even better. Let's see. This is basically how you can create a very simple fading. I mean, this is not going to trigger by scroll, but you have the boilerplate, let's say. And what happens is if I say to, let's say right here, I don't want it to end where this basically should be. I wanted this to be right here, let's say. I'm going to say transform, translate y, and I'm going to subtract some values from this, let's say -5 frame. And this is actually going to end right here, but as you can see, when the keyframe ends, it's going to go back to where it started. I mean, not where it started, but basically the position where it should be by the CSS defined in the selector right here. There's a simple way to actually get rid of that if you want. In my opinion, it's basically the best thing that you can do, which is basically going to set forwards here, and that's going to make the animation end where it ends, actually, as you can see here. And you can do a lot of stuff with this. For example, let's say you also want to translate on the x-axis. One is going to be basically something like this, as you can see. And the reason why I do not like to use the keyword from so much is basically because you can just set this on the selector right here. For example, I just cut all of that, and I'm going to paste it here. And you will see that in this case, I assume it's not working because we have this right here. Let me take a look. Opacity 0, transform, translate Y. Let's actually get this back to where it was before. Let's see, where is our element? It's not showing. Oh, it's not showing because of the opacity right here. For example, I have to tell this to actually go to opacity 1. You have to listen to the keywords. You can construct the sentence of the animation that you want inside your mind, and just you have to listen to the keywords, the prepositions that we have here. So I have to actually make this move to 1 so we can actually see it, as you can see here. And it's the exact same thing as if we had this on the from. It's the exact same thing, as you can see. Now, I'm not exactly sure if I get rid of this, for example, and I paste this back here, I can actually get rid of this keyword. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's going to basically go back to the 0 after the animation ends, so we actually have to keep it here. Or you have to set it. I mean, this is set actually. So this is basically the bread and butter of this stuff. This course is supposed to be about a GSAP course, which is basically a library that you can use to animate way simpler than this, because keyframes are fine. I don't use them that much. I just use GreenSock animation platform because it's better in my opinion, and you can do a lot more stuff that I'm going to show you in the future. So if you like this video, please, I ask you to give it a thumbs up so I can keep making more videos like this, and I'm going to see you in the next one.